Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Well, there I am.
Get the hell out of here.
That worked out perfect. Hold on.
Johnny, AC said you had some dope.
Okay, so what movie?
Home Alone.
Yeah, welcome to our Christmas show. Wait, is this our Christmas show?
I think we'll do one more before Christmas. This is our pre-Christmas show.
This is our Christmas Eve show.
This is our Christmas Eve show. I like the way that sounds. And what's the name of the show?
The Christmas Eve show. I thought I just said that.
No, like what's the full? I mean, like what are we do? What are we? Who are we? And what are we doing?
Well,
which, by the way, is what I ask myself in the morning when I wake up.
To both, or well, all of its personalities. This is We Should Be Better at This. My name is Chris Donovan.
Whoa, God, look at this. He already sound. Do you have like a whoopsie daisy button that you can hit? There it is. Oh, fantastic. And I'm Chris Donovan, of course.
I love Chris.
Yeah, he's a great guy and all. Well, this is We Should Be Better at This, and this is, as he said, our pre-Christmas show. And because I think we'll do one more since Christmas is kind of pretty late in the week next week, and it's an exciting time of the year. We actually out here in Texas are experiencing what they call seasons. Now you're used to it because you come from Washington, but living in California, there really aren't any seasons. There's like 10 months of perfect, 1 month of hot, and 1 month of rain, and that's about it. Like that's the season.
We got all of our 1 month of rain yesterday, or no, 2 days ago. So we made up for the whole month in whole year in 1 day. Man, it flooded everywhere. I had shit breaking. It was
wow.
It was nuts.
That's what's funny about California is you wait for rain and wait for it, and then when it rains, it just floods everything.
Yeah, everything gets broken and it's covered in oil because all the smog and everybody dies from the acid,
dirty streets and stuff.
And
well,
all the liberals are running out and all their rainbow stuff, you know.
They're wearing rainbows and worshiping their rain god.
Sorry, I'm trying to talk like a Texan. Keep going.
No. It's Jesus. What's funny out here is because it rains so often. Everything's kind of cleaner. Like the streets are cleaner, the sidewalks are cleaner. And I don't think it's that there's any difference between the two. It's not like people here are like, oh, let me scrub the sidewalk after I walk on it. It's nothing like that. It's just that it rains so often, it's kind of cleaner. Like it's
true.
But in California, like it hasn't rained in 8 months. And when it rains, it's like that is the grossest water ever that is like running down your street.
Yeah, and can you imagine how often it rains in New York and stuff in the snow and how bad it smells there? Ugh. How bad that water is.
Imagine if New York didn't get any rain for a really long time and just how gross the streets would be.
Oh, that'd be so disgusting because they throw all their garbage out on the street. Oh, yeah. God. It's
those
so gross.
Stupid New Yorkers.
Yeah, they're like those Texans.
Yeah. Speaking of stupid states doing stupid things, apparently California still thinks it's like April of 2020 because I hear that the mask mandates are all coming back and I don't know, they're like torturing kids with like flaming hot pokers, or I don't know what they're doing, but it sounds pretty still strict out there.
Yeah, hold on. I got to look up the definition of mandate. Okay. Definition of mandate.
It's what your wife goes on when you're out of town. She goes on a mandate.
That's what you usually go on. Right. A mandate is to seek the release of, the authority to carry out the policy or a course of action. And hold on, there's a cliff note. In California, it means I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
No.
well, they are doing it sounds like some pretty heavy mask mandating again for businesses, and being
Yes.
in the industry that I'm in, we hear word about like what's going on in all the different states as well. And the rumor is that if things aren't better by, I think, late January, they were talking about moving the restaurants back to limited seating, where
Yeah.
remember when the restaurants had to like only have like 8 people in, and that's all that could come in and eat, and the rest is to go orders. So they're talking about going all the way back to that. And what I want to know is, out here, schools have been open. No one wears a mask. Everything's fine. Like, our numbers aren't high. People aren't dying on the streets. Our kids go to school in person, haven't worn a mask in a year and a half, and everything's fine. So I don't understand like what they think they're gaining by doing all of this.
I don't either. And I went to 2 stores today, grocery stores, nothing special. Most of the people were wearing their masks, but there was a handful of people that weren't. So I'm like, I'll be in
Here,
that
I would say it's
handful.
about 10 to 15%. Like if you go into a grocery store and you see, 50 people, 5 of them are going to be wearing, 5 to 7 of them are going to be wearing a mask. Not
Yeah.
counting the employees. A lot of companies are still saying that their employees have to wear a mask. And so usually
Yes.
out here, the only time you see a mask is when you go to a restaurant, your server and the cooks and all that are wearing masks because they're forced to. And you go to a grocery store, the scanner, the checkers are wearing masks. But if you take those people out and you're just talking about people walking the store, it's literally a handful of people that are wearing masks, and we're totally fine. And then you have the state of Vermont,
Whoa,
which
what are
is
they
the
doing?
highest vaccination rate and mask rate in the nation. I think they have 95% of their people vaccinated, and people are very, very much wearing masks. Are having their worst month of COVID since March of 2020. They're having their worst month. So once again, if it doesn't work, why do we keep doing
I don't know, but I don't know.
it?
But I'll tell you one more thing.
It's gonna crush businesses, man, and that's killer. I see what happens to these businesses, and they're just sitting there going. A lot of these ones I deal with out here are like, thank God we're in Texas because we could stay open and like our business can actually thrive.
Yeah, we went to the Tilted Kilts last week in Anaheim, and most of the workers were not wearing masks anymore or anything like that. So
That's awesome. Yeah, no, good.
I
Good for
know,
them.
but that's
It's
going
time
to
we
change
start giving a
because
middle finger to the government. I don't know I don't know when we made the government like our parental figure and like think that whatever they say is like the Bible. For many, many years, we've been willing to give the government the middle finger and telling them F you. And now all of a sudden it's like, the government told you to wear a mask, guys. We got to do it. Like, now, can we go back to just giving the middle finger to the government and saying, you guys kind of don't know what you're doing most of the time, no matter who's in
Mhm.
charge, like no matter what political party's in charge, you guys are all assholes. So can we stop listening to you?
that's true. They are mostly
assholes.
mostly they are what you had just said out loud. My
said that out
10-year-old
loud.
daughter is here, and
All
I
right.
can't say that out loud. You have a door closed, I don't. So yes,
All right.
they
Man,
are those things.
They
but-
are that body part.
But that's why you ran for office. You fit right in with all those people. That's the
I
saddest
was,
part.
but here's the thing: I was going to be a corrupt asshole, but I was going to be an upfront, out in the open corrupt asshole. None of this hiding and shady backroom deals. I would get bribes on City Hall front lawn parking lot. Like I would, I would have National Bribe Day where it's like, come witness me, take bribes from different companies. Like I would have been very open about it.
And I would have like you to be paying me like $250,000 a year as a advisor.
Yeah.
And all I do is just record our podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna. I would be like, how much? What was that for? This is Funner runs the National Podcast of Whittier. I didn't know Whittier had a podcast. They do. You've just never heard of it.
Yeah, they've been recording there for years. It was called We Should Be Better at This.
Yes, exactly. Well, anyways, man, it's a real bummer, and I really hope for business's sake that, and by the way, the kids' sake. Like, I mean, this is really messed up kids. The other thing that really amazes me is the governor of California has declared a state of emergency in the state, which allows him all these special powers, right? Like emergency powers, where he gets to make these decisions without passing a law. He just gets to, like a king, makes these rules. So you're in a state of emergency, but yet he could leave the state and go on a book tour and talk about his book. And you're in a state of emergency where kids are still having to mask and sit alone at school and all that kind of crap, but yet you're hosting the Super Bowl that's going to have 100,000 people plus another 100,000 people outside of the stadium. and you have college football games that are, stadiums filled with 80,000 people not wearing a mask. There's been no outbreaks. There's been no we're fine. And I just don't get it. It just seems to me like it's a control issue. And, God bless you guys out there. I hope those businesses out there can stay strong.
Well, I'm going to be putting myself on the front line this weekend to make sure that everybody's safe. So everybody will know I am going to the Rams game this weekend. They're playing the Seahawks, and I will go, and I will be pretending to drink beer the entire time. Pretending.
Yeah, exactly right. Like little tiny baby sips.
My mask won't be on, and
a bag of pretzels is the best thing ever because pretzels can be eaten very slowly.
Sunflower seeds, sunflower.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Baseball games are where it's at. So that's awesome. You're going to Rams game. Hopefully, please don't get into any fights. I'm always seeing those videos of like fights because the visiting fan says something. And you ever notice in those videos, it's always the women that are starting it?
Yes, it is. And I thank God my wife's going because she'll start it and I'll walk away. No, I'm just kidding. No, she doesn't do any shit like that. She actually gets mad at me if I say anything to anyone, even if it's the smallest thing. Like, I'll take another beer. She gets really mad when I say that all the time.
Well, the problem is you say, yes, I'll have another beer 24 times a day, Chris. I think that's the bigger issue.
Not a day, just at the game.
An hour. That's super exciting. I really want to go to that stadium. So that's like, you're going to have to let me know how that stadium is because it seems pretty amazing. I'm super stoked because the NFL Network's right outside too. So I'm going to go there and check out that and then go into the stadium. And the best part is two really cool parts. One is one of my buddies has a tailgating pass, so they're going to be there from 9:30 on. So we're going to go hang out with them for a bit. And another one of my buddies works in the broadcast booth where they have the big television screens where they go back and forth, have the graphics, all that stuff. So he runs that. So I'm going to get a tour of all that backstage shit. It's going to be dope. That's awesome. That's super awesome. You should be
I'm so excited
those
about that.
This is Funner logo stickers.
Just put them all
when
over.
You're walking around backstage, just start slapping them on everything.
They'll never know who put them there.
Yeah, never.
They'll never figure it out. I don't know what they're gonna do. So yeah, I'm stoked for that. And we just got done. Actually, I'm pretty lucky. My wife works for Coast 103.5, playing Christmas.
No, I think
forever.
you're not saying it soft enough. Where's your Coast 103? Try it again. Okay. And wait. Let's get a good microphone read here. Okay, ready and go.
Coast 103.5.
Let me try. Coast 103.5.
You sound like you have a Marlboro voice. Anyway, she works there in California, in Southern California. It's a radio station. They play Christmas music. They kick ass.
They play a lot of Christmas music, but they've been around forever. They're a really stable station. Like they've been around forever.
And it's and they rent out California Adventure for the night, and we got to go, and it's pretty damn cool. It was fun. So
tell me all about that. That's awesome. So, I think it's funny. You've been to Disneyland more times in the last 4 months than I've been to Disneyland in 3 years.
I know, and it's all been by like chance, to tell you the truth. So that's why I say I'm lucky because of this. But yeah, we went. The crazy thing is we were given a certain amount of tickets, so my sister and my nieces got to go also. So they flew down from Washington on a whim because we had these. They went. We all went. Had fun. They walked on the Incredicoaster 3 times in a row. We all went on any rides we wanted to. We did the new web slingers, which is kind of lame, honestly.
Really? I was going to ask you about that. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Give me your ride review.
It was lame. Like it's like Toy Story Mania where you're sitting there, but it's 3 people wide or 4 people wide. I don't remember exactly what it was. But you just throw your fingers out and you're shooting as if you're shooting webs, trying to hit little robots. And that's on the screen.
It is like the Toy Story thing. You're shooting like a 3D wall of effects kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's just you're throwing your hand out like Spider-Man. The screen recognizes it, and a web shoots from where your fingers might have been on the screen.
So you're making a jack off motion, and you're just seeing white splooges go all over the screen.
That's pretty much what it is. And honestly, the
same ride is also with a few tweaks is also available at Larry Flint's Hustler Hollywood. The ride.
But no, we did that. I mean, we went to Avengers Land and had dinner and stuff, but we did that.
Where is the Slinger one? Where is it located in the park?
Bugs Life is all gone.
Bugs Life. Poor Bugs Life. Good little
all
movie.
Bugs Life is gone, and all that little the little farm and stuff that they had in there is gone. That was like butted up next to Cars Land.
Yeah.
That's all gone. And it's all Avengers Campus that leads into the walking around corner where the now used to be Tower of Terror is now Guardians of the Galaxy. So it all kind of ties into the Avengers Campus. It's really cool.
What about that little area that had some of the kiddie rides, the Flick and Fleas, roller?
All gone.
That's all gone now.
That's
Wow.
all gone. They did, however, repurpose the one that looked like you were flying around in the to-go container.
Yeah.
It's for the In and Out ride, which is now where the Maliboomer used to be. And it's called Emotional Roller Coaster or something like that, but it's just a small ride that they repurposed from Bug's Life.
Okay, well, yeah,
So-
that
but
goes
it's
to show you
cool.
how long it's been since I've been to the park,
I know,
which is
but the
funny because
cool
I've been
thing
to Disneyland and California Adventure probably close to 3,000 times because growing up, I just went there 4 times a week.
Your
But
wife
yet I
worked
haven't
there.
been there in like 3 years, so I have no idea what it looks like now.
Yeah, no, your wife worked there for a long time.
And my grandmother has worked there since before I was born, and we used to go there almost every day after school. So I've literally been there a million times, but yet I'm just so out of the loop right now. Still haven't ridden any of the Star Wars rides.
Oh, they're so awesome. So much better than the web slingers. But I can tell you that the coolest part was we got 4 VIP passes to the actual party for the staff, which was cool. And we went down in there and we went to, it used to be Ariel's Grotto, but now it's called the Lamplight Lounge. And it's a full service bar, restaurants, and we got drink tickets. So I was a little tired. So we had some Red Bull vodkas up in there and I was walking around. So it was a good time all together.
How long
And
were you
my
there?
wife,
Was this like an all day thing?
we got there at 5. They closed the park at 8 to the public. And from 8 to midnight, we got the park to ourselves. Kind of like when we did the employee night with you, with your wife.
Yeah. No, by the way, those are always for people who've never gotten a chance to do that. Those are always the best because the lines for the rides immediately get cut down by let's call it 60%.
Oh God, no! For employee nights, I'd say even more.
Yeah, maybe more. But I mean, you got to remember, it's not like they do only just one company's employee night. So there's still quite a few companies that are usually wandering around the park doing this, but. Still, you're talking, maybe it's more than 60%, but it's 80% or whatever it is. But the point 80%. Is, which is funny because the Toy Story line would still be over an hour.
It used to be, but now it's down to 30 minutes. The longest one was the Radiator Springs Racers.
Yeah, those are always because they just move so slow. That line moves incredibly slow.
Yeah, but it's a badass ride. But I didn't get on it this time. I got on the web slingers. I had some chicken. I drank a lot of booze. Had some Red Bull vodka. Ooh, we ordered some lobster nachos. Those were good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
That's awesome that you got to go do that and that the company did that for you guys. And I'm a little jealous. Got to be honest with you.
That's awesome. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, awesome. So I just came back. I got home really late last night, and I was pretty exhausted all day today.
From where?
We had a series of meetings for planning for next year at my work down at the ranch that the owners of my company have. And the ranch is like
they called Yellowstone.
You know what? That's exactly what this was like. It's like 50, it's like 60 miles southwest of Austin, Texas. And it's a full-on ranch. This place is unbelievably massive. I believe I can't talk too much about it because they don't want me to share the exact location or even the name of the ranch or anything because they try to keep that private. There's like signs everywhere that says you may take photos, but do not share them with anyone. Do not post on social media and do not name the name of the ranch and stuff like that.
Or you will be shot. You forgot the rest of the song.
Yeah, well, so I have a couple of fun stories. So first of all, it was pretty impressive. It's about 18,000 acres, and it's right on a river. And like this is not some small river, like it's a pretty good sized river. And the river is limestone, so it like naturally cleans the water. So the water is like crystal clear, like crystal clear. It's just beautiful.
Okay, what movie? These are good tasting limestone rocks.
Your impression made me almost. What was it? I don't know.
Never ending story, right? Rockbiter. Okay, keep going.
Rockbiter. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's a couple stories about this one. Okay. So the directions to get there were very complicated because there's no specific road. It's like get off the main road, drive on this back road for 8 miles, then make a right when you see this road, and then you'll see a gate. It's one of those types of instructions, right? Like, and I'm not talking like make a left, then make a right. It's like head down this road for 8.5 miles, then make a left for 5. It's way out there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to spend a little bit of time with the family. A lot of people went down a little earlier. I wanted to spend time with the family, so I didn't leave till later, and it takes 4.5 hours to drive there. So I'm driving down there, and it's like 9:30 at night when I'm arriving, and I'm just like super tired. I've just been driving for 4.5 hours straight, and after a day of working, and I'm tired. I'm ready for a cocktail, whatever. And I'm following instructions, and you get to this gate, and I have to enter this special gate code. And I'm not talking a gate like that's at a residence. This is like you're in the middle of nowhere, and there's this 15 high foot gate that has like warning signs all over it. And then there's this box outside for you to enter a code.
Is that the place where that chick from Castaway does her welding?
No, it's more. No, it's like it's much prettier than that, but it kind of looks like that on the drive out there. But so I enter the gate code that I was given, and the gate opens. I'm like, okay, sweet. And in the directions it said, now once the gate opens, drive back for like 3 miles, and then
drive backward for 3 miles.
No, drive through, like drive back, continue on through the gate for like 3 miles, and then you'll see a house on the right, and then another event center on the left. And on the left is where we're going to be having our meetings. That's where you should come. I said, okay. So I'm driving. Remember, it's night, it's dark, and this is an area. There's no street lights. There's no whatever, and it's very overcast. So there's no moon, no stars. So I mean, it's pitch black. Like,
and what car are you driving? You're the vehicle they gave you, which was like
the company car, a little Nissan.
Okay,
little Nissan Rogue. So I'm driving this Nissan Rogue, and it's pitch black. And I'm driving. I'm like, Jesus, I've been driving on the property for a while, and it's super dark. So you're going kind of slow because you could barely see where the road's going, and it's a small little road and all that. And then I see a house. I'm like, oh, finally I'm there. And it's a pretty good house. And I pull up and I look at the clock. I'm like, oh, it's like 9:30, 9:40. I thank God I'm here. And then I get out of the car and I'm like, they said there was an event center across the way, but there's just wilderness. I'm like, well, whatever. Let me go up and knock on the front door. And maybe I just made a wrong turn. And I get up and I go to knock on the door, and right as my fist is up and ready to knock on the door, I hear someone behind me go, "Can I help you?" And I said, and I turn around. It's a big burly guy with a beard. I mean, like just one of those mountain med beards, just big burly. And he's wearing almost all plaid, like a hunter's plaid. And I'm sitting there going, oh no, I immediately don't recognize him as someone who works for the company. And I'm thinking to myself in that moment, I am on a Texas ranch. I'm wearing an Angels hat, so they know I'm from out of town.
Oh God.
I'm on someone's land. And this isn't like pulling up to someone's front door. I'm on someone's land to where you have to enter a gate code to get in and then drive 3-4 miles back. And I'm now on their property at 9:40 at night, knocking on their front door in Texas. And so I'm like, oh no. And I turn around and he has his hands on his hips and he's kind of standing there. He's very standoffish. He goes,
when he dipped, did you dip and we dipped?
Yeah. Yes. And then I Tootsie rolled.
That's all I do
is also what I did. Stories. Then I did the Running Man. So he has his hands on his hips, and I didn't have an answer for him because I'm really kind of frozen a little bit. Like, oh,
I was gonna say, did you poop your pants a little bit before you turned around?
It wasn't poop pants, but it was one of those. You're like, I'm pretty good at talking my way out of things, and my immediately thought that went through my mind is, all right, Eric, you might be talking for your life here. Because this is Texas. Like at any moment, I'm expecting a gun to be pulled on me.
As you're turning around, you're like 50-50 chance there's a gun pointing at me.
Right? No, that's exactly what I thought. And I'm like, in my mind, I wasn't so much scared. I was immediately thinking, okay, turn on the charm. You're gonna have to talk your way out of this one because you're on this guy. I now am realizing that I'm in the wrong place.
Well, I mean, not to mention that deep voice, probably you got to talk your way out a lot harder out of it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully he's not like squeal like a pig, boy.
You got a purty mouth.
You got a purty out here. We don't take kindly to your folk, that kind of thing. But so I turn around and I still haven't answered him. And I turn around and I kind of just try to flash a smile. And he goes, "How'd you get out here?" And I'm like, oh, he does not sound happy. And I said, I apologize. I am now realizing I'm in the wrong spot. I'm here to go to some meetings. But I start talking to him. He luckily, and I mean, I'm really lucky here. His whole demeanor changed. And he goes, oh, are you going to that one ranch where the guys own, the alcohol and they do all that? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, buddy, you're like 2 ranches away. And I said, just so you know, the gate code I was given worked on your gate.
Oh, geez.
And he goes, that's really odd. And then he was super cool because then he's like, do you want to come on side? Do you want to have a drink? Do you want to like whatever? And we sat and shot the breeze for like 14, 15 minutes. And then he gave me directions on how to like get back out to the road and then find the real ranch and everything like that. But I was really lucky that this guy was as cool as it was, because at first he didn't sound very friendly, but I think he kind of realized that I was scared shitless, and he was like, oh, okay, this is like innocent. If I would have came off as standoffish, I have a feeling that would have gone totally different.
It would have. Hold on, I got to Google something real quick. Cowboy killed in house. What's the catch? Did you kill him, take his money, rob him?
No, there's too many witnesses.
Sleep with his wife.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
Marry his daughter. Like, what'd you do?
No, I don't have any weapons on me. I mean, but anyway, so I get to this ranch, eventually the correct ranch. It was humongous, beautiful, humongous. This river is absolutely gorgeous. And the other cool thing that we got to do is he had this gun attachment that he busted out for everyone. And it has this big, huge barrel on the end of it. And it's not an air gun. This is an actual rifle. It shoots full beer cans.
Oh, dope.
The full beer can fits in the end of the barrel, and you put in a blank cartridges. So it's actually still firing a bullet. It's just firing a blank. And we're up on this cliff overlooking the river, and the other side of the river is still their property.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, do you want to see in Texas how we get beers to each other?
Oh,
shit.
He goes,
yeah. So he stood up on this cliff and he loads a full beer in there and he shoots it. And when he comes out of that barrel, it is the bottom of the can, the silver part of the beer can is glowing red.
Wow.
It's like you just put it in a fire, like a fire poker in a fire.
Yeah. Like
it's glowing red as it flies across the sky like a tracer, and it shoots it probably 500 yards, maybe more. And then he was just having everyone try it. And I'm just sitting there like, I probably shot it 3 times. And I said, well, what happens if we shoot this thing straight up in the air? And then we all got to run and get out of the way of the exploding beer can when it lands. And so we did stuff like that. It was pretty fun, pretty insane. And we hear that this is their smallest ranch. They have another ranch that's bigger. And then they have a ranch in Colorado that is surrounded at all 4 sides by mountains.
Wow.
You have to take a plane in, and as soon as you cross over the mountain, you drop really quickly, land. And that they call that one their Yellowstone Ranch because they said it looks just like the TV show.
That's dope. But at least they're not on top of a super volcano being in Colorado.
Yeah, that would be
at least
different.
That's dope. That's hilarious. It reminds me of the Mythbusters, their little pop cannon that they made where they were shooting soda cans out. I didn't realize.
Yeah, but that's made like a potato gun with air pressure. This is firing a bullet cartridge. Like Yeah, like when you fire it, a cartridge shoots out the side. You know, the discharges from the rifle.
So did he shoot it straight up?
I did not, because they all said that would be a horrible mistake. And since I'm not super experienced with guns, people when they are experienced with guns tell you not to do something with a gun. I tend to listen. Did
you ask how far they've been able to shoot it? What the distance is?
Yes. So they have a funny story. So they have that same gun you can unscrew and then screw a different barrel on, and it shoots golf balls.
Oh shit.
And so they said they wanted, he showed me the barrel and he goes, I can't shoot it because we don't have any more golf balls. He goes, but like we would go to a driving range and buy a bucket of balls for cheap and then just leave with the bucket of balls and take them back to the ranch.
Hilarious.
Like you not actually hit the balls. But they told a fun story that they had a neighbor that was using a drone flying over their property, and the father, who's kind of a little cantankerous, he's got a little edge to him, didn't like that the guy was flying the drone over his property, so he loaded up the one that shoots the golf balls.
Yeah.
And he hit the drone started wobbling, dropped down and landed in the river. And then when the guy came to the front gate to say, can I get my drone back, the guy says, it's my drone now, because
you were in my property and I
shot down your drone on my property, therefore that drone is mine.
With a golf ball.
That's a golf ball. And I mean, I'm telling you, if it shot the beer cans that far, I want to know how far it shoots a golf ball.
Seriously.
Because when we were shooting it was at least 500 yards that these beer cans were going as they were glowing hot. And these are full beer cans. These aren't empty cans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Momentum.
So how far would it shoot a golf ball? So that was pretty insane. That was a pretty fun part. But just got back from that after some meetings, and I got to go back there again, I guess in January for more meetings. And so I think when we go back, they said that we're going to go out hunting. They want to, they are all laughing because they want me to go hunt a wild hog.
Oh yeah.
And they're all laughing because they said, yeah, make the California guy try and kill a hog. And they all laugh. And then I asked, hey, why is everyone laughing? And they said, because if you've never done it before, they are the worst, most dangerous, like evil little creatures that will try to rip your face off. And they're really scary. And when you first come into contact with them, you'll like shit your pants. So they're all laughing ahead of time at
they'll run right at you. It's scary as hell. My dad used to hunt them when we were younger in Arizona.
And apparently they're plentiful, that like you don't even care how many you kill. They're like, oh, there's so many of them, like kill as many as you want, no one cares.
That's because they're hard to find and they're hard to kill.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
Like really, really insanely mean.
So invite me in January. I can go with you to Brokeback Mountain again.
Yeah, well, I did tell them, I said, hey, you guys should really use this ranch for like a reward, like, hey, you hit your numbers. Why don't you and your family come down and have a fun time at the ranch? Because there's a lot of cool stuff to do there. Really, really cool stuff. And so he kind of liked that idea. And it's like, man, what I should do is if I could get something like that, invite down family and friends and just go, hey, why don't we have like 10, 15 people go down to the ranch and just like have this awesome time? I mean, there's floating in the river in a tube. We saw beavers building a dam.
Well, god dang. I mean, beaver dam.
They blew a hole in the side of a mountain and built a wine cave.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
there's
awesome.
some really cool stuff.
I've seen that. I've seen that in Bel Air one time. My cousin was actually down there doing the shotcrete on this cave that they were building for a winery. And the guy was neighbors with Ronald Reagan. And we went out there just to hang out with my cousin, went through the gate, walked in this cave. Man, dude, it was so crazy. He already had one totally finished, so we went and saw that in the doormat. Those are so cool, those caves.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that was kind of I spent my time. Before we go for the day, though, I would like to talk a little Hollywood talk.
No, I don't have it ready. Hold on.
I love it when I get you. There it is.
Hooray for Hollywood! It's really got me. Hooray!
Hooray! Hooray!
Hooray for Hollywood!
All right. So last time we kind of teased this a little bit, but I went and saw Ghostbusters Afterlife a few weeks back. You've seen Eternals. I don't think either one of us has seen the other person's movie.
Nope.
And so I just wanted to do a quick little review of the Ghostbusters movie. Now,
what do you think? Like a 5, like we each get a 3-minute review?
Yeah, just a couple minutes. I don't need too much to talk about it, but basically the Ghostbusters movie on Rotten Tomatoes is a 63% with critics, but a 95% with audience, which shows you that really big split, right?
Okay.
And I honestly think that if you took the average between the two, which is going to be like a 79 or something like that, that's about right. Like this movie is a 78 or 79. It's not great. It's satisfying. I mean, think about it. Anything that Paul Rudd does is always pretty satisfying.
He is pretty good.
Yeah, and there's some cool stuff in there. But basically, they tried really hard at nostalgia, like to make you really crave the old ones. And I'm not really spoiling too much, but the original Ghostbusters make a cameo.
Oh yeah, that's all over the internet. You can't miss that.
Yeah, you can't miss that. And it is cool. And listen, that part of it was great. But overall, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's actually kind of disappointing. Like it was one of those movies where you walk out of and you're like, that was pretty fun, but I don't really ever need to see it again. Right? Like you're not disappointed that you saw it, but you're also not like, oh, I got to put that movie on again when it comes out, or in 2 months, I really want to watch Ghostbusters again when I could stream it. No, it was kind of like, well, I saw it and it was cool, I guess. And then you move on. It was just a bunch of nostalgia, but I'll tell you something that really kind of bothered. So the basic plot is this, it takes place in present day and all the Ghostbusters are now long since doing other things. They're much older and there's no ghost. There hasn't been ghosts in a long time. So Ghostbusters went away and then they find these old traps and stuff, and ghosts get unleashed, and typical stuff where now the ghosts are all back and you got to do something to solve it. It's typical, nothing too surprising when it comes to the story. The part that really annoys me though is you're in this small town. This takes place in like some small town in like Iowa or something. It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's probably on that ranch I was on.
That was because they could save money filming. They didn't have to film in a state.
Oh yeah, imagine how expensive it would be to do like New York City, and this would be filmed during COVID. So you're
right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, and you'll have like a ghost that escapes. And this is like some big, scary, evil monster, like Thanos, like level scary ghost screaming through the town.
Your mother-in-law?
Yeah. And then in the background, people are just acting normal, like going about their day. Like they've seen a ghost every single day of their life. So, but it was to the point where it happened so often throughout the movie that it started being so noticeable for me. It was a distraction. Like you have this ghost rip through and knock over a school bus and send it flying, and someone in the background's just standing there. They watch it happen, and then they continue on with their day. They continue walking down the sidewalk, and you're like, oh, does this happen every day to you? Is this like some normal occurrence?
It kind of sounds like it does. No, I want to see it. I do, because of this nostalgia
It's
of it
worth
all.
seeing. Yeah, it's worth seeing. I'm just saying, in my opinion, you're not going to be like, oh, I got to watch that again. You're just going to be like, yeah, that was fun.
I think you're going to think the same thing with Eternals, to be honest with you.
Yeah, which is what. So let's move on to Eternals, because this one really interests me, because obviously, listen, you and I will watch everything Marvel. We try to absorb all of it in. I did worry that when Disney took this over, the pro and con would be, the pro is we're going to get some great stuff coming out and we're not going to have to wait. The con is Disney's going to do what they always do, and they're going to oversaturate it. Within 5 years, you're going to kind of be sick of Marvel movies because they're just going to come out too much. Now, they've unleashed some awesome stuff that Disney has made, and I think we're all in agreement that it's a good thing that they bought it, because there's been some really great stuff. But I've been just really lukewarm, because I think they are releasing too many things, and it's all crammed together, and so it's not as special. It's not like an event where you're like, fuck yeah, the next Guardians movie, or you're not like
Spider-Man comes out this weekend. I'm super stoked about
that I'm pumped about. So this one I wasn't pumped about that much.
That's because nobody knew about it, and nobody
we didn't understand the story. So you tell me a little bit about the movie without spoiling it, and then tell me why I should be interested in seeing.
Yeah, no, the movie's about a group of people that are on Earth to defend the planet from these monsters that live, and they were sent to the planet to help by God, I don't want to give too much away. Celestials, basically. Remember Nowhere in Guardians of the Galaxy, and where the basically that was inside a Celestial's head that died, so they were farming all of its brains and stuff. Well, there's Celestials that aren't dead yet, so these were, lack of better word, just protectors that they sent down there that were, I don't know, created in a sense. So it opens up a whole world where the Celestials are actually controlling kind of what's happening on these planets. So
like, I'm trying not controlling though. Like, what are they controlling?
Well, this has been a while since it's been out, so I'm going to spoil it for you. I don't care about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Can I spoil it for you?
You can spoil it for me.
Okay, so basically, these Eternals are they created drones, clones, or whatnot. Like one of them's name's Athena, so it falls into Athena, goddess of whatever, because she's been on Earth for so long, and like a lot of their names, like Icarus and stuff like that, flew too close to the sun. So all that plays into the mythology and even to the history of humans. But they were sent down here from some celestial to protect the planet from these demons, because once the planet gets enough people on it, a new celestial is born out of the center of the planet. And when Thanos' snap was reversed, it caused this power stroke or power wave, which then gave the planet enough power, and the celestial was able to be born.
So now they're having to essentially fight it off.
And now the Eternals are there supposedly to protect the celestial. They were thinking they were protecting the humans, but now the celestial is going to be born, and the whole planet's just going to explode.
So on Rotten Tomatoes, critics gave this one a 47%, and the audience gave it a 78, which,
Yes.
You could always expect the audience to like it more than the critics, but it kind of worries me that it's even that low with the audience. Like, you would think, like, if the critics gave it 47 and the audience gave it a 90, I'd be like, okay, it's kind of like Ghostbusters. It's like an 80 in my book, and I would probably really like it.
Well, this is
but it worries me that even the audience is like, 78.
That's because they didn't know the story so much, but also this is another one that gives me hope that I might be able to get into a Marvel movie one day.
Well, if Kumail Nanjiani is now a superhero, I would say that anyone has a chance.
And he's not a superhero. He's a manufactured droid with power. So technically he's more powerful than us. So yeah, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if they could die. I don't know anything. They're all eternal.
Do you think that they set it up that the Eternals are going to be a series where there'll be Eternals Part 2 or whatever? Or was this just a standalone to help introduce other things and tell backstory and to make money?
Oh, this is opening up the whole can of worms of backstory. And I don't think they're going to be like Eternals 2, Eternally Not Here or something. It's going to be like,
yeah, that's a great name. Let's go ahead and write that one down and see if we could trademark that.
Okay, cool. But no, it's going to be, they're going to pop in and out of these movies throughout time and space and stuff, I believe. You know what I mean? I think they'll probably show up They might show up in this Spider-Man movie. I don't know.
So do you think that there's enough story and plot here that's going to contribute to other Marvel movies that it's worth seeing because of the holes and gaps it's going to fill in?
I don't think it's necessarily going to fill in any holes, but it's going to open up this whole avenue of about the Celestials that we didn't even think we cared about or knew about, in a sense. So it's going to open up like there is a greater power.
I'm not going to go see it in a theater, but when I'm able to get a good streaming copy, I will stream it.
It'll be on Disney Plus in a week. Don't worry. Anyway, we got to get out of here, dude. I got to go pick up my son.
Yes. All right. I got to get out of here too. Next week, we will talk obviously some Christmas stuff. I will tell you
Yeah.
something I'm planning. My wife does occasionally listen to this. So I don't want to
God.
give away too much, but I have something that I'm doing for my wife that'll be really fun. And we'll talk about that
Okay,
next
keep
week.
going. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be going to Spider-Man this weekend, which we'll both talk about. And I'm going to the Rams Seahawks game so we can bullshit about that.
Yes, absolutely. I want to hear about
I
that.
wanna
All
see
right,
what
everybody.
Sophie's like.
Go to thisisfunner.com, listen to other things. My season finale of Listen to This, season 6 full seasons. I added it up. I think we have 65 hours of material.
I think the last one's the best, though.
Yeah, this last one is Elvis is just a bullshit cover artist, and it's definitely worth a listen. It's a season finale, but like all good podcasts, you can go back and listen to many of the episodes. They make great re-listens, and go to thisisfunner.com for all kinds of other cool podcasts and such.
And say goodbye, everyone. Oh wait, there's no everyone here. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, Chris_Donovan, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.